This week we are learning Paolo Nutini's Candy, a very famous Scottish artist, and this is a really lovely melancholic song that I think you'll really enjoy this week. What we're going to do this week is we're going to look at the chords, we're going to look at some twinkly ways to play the chords, and we're going to look at a picking pattern to fit in there as well. We'll keep the rhythm pretty simple so that you can focus more so on this hand, and then I'll also explain to you how you can arrange this as a solo artist or how you can arrange this as a group. So I hope you enjoy this lesson. Don't forget to leave me a comment below, and if you want the full song sheet with teaching tips, some theory nuggets and the whole play along version of the song, then you can subscribe to my Buy Me a Coffee just for £3 a month when you join the Tab Shack. So the chords of this song, we're playing in the key of E minor, which is why it has that melancholic, sad kind of feel, because minor keys are more sad sounding. Now, to play E minor, usual second fret of the G string, middle finger. E minor is like your little staircase on 2, 3 and 4. G, second fret for the pointy and the middle finger on the C and the A string. Ring finger on E. And then D7, we hold down the D chord, so every finger on the second fret on G, C and E. And then your pinky is going to stretch out to the third fret for A. The song pretty much follows the same chord progression throughout. You've got 2 bars of each chord. You've got A minor, 2, 3, 4, and then E minor. And then you've got G. And then D7. A really lovely sad sounding chord progression with that little 7th chord at the end, just giving it that little bit of tension there. And the timing we're going to keep nice and simple. We're going to follow that down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and pattern. And the reason for that is it's nice and smooth, and it allows you to really focus on this hand while you've got a nice steady strum on this hand. So let's do a little play along of the chords, 2 bars of each, so 1, 2, 3 and A minor. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, E minor, 2 and 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and G, 2, 3, 4, G, then change to D7. In the last section of the song, we're going to introduce the C chord. We're still going to keep to 2 bars per chord, but this time we're going to play C, and then G, C again for 2, and then this time E minor, and that repeats. We'll come back to that later. And those are the nice easy versions of the chords that you can play throughout the song to keep it nice and simple for you. So instead of playing that repetitive 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, what we could do is we could spice it up with the right hand a little bit and pick each string. Now there is no right or wrong here. I'm going to use one pattern to pick, but as long as you follow 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, it means that you can play any picking pattern you like. And what I mean by that is, you can play G, C, E, A, G, C, E, A, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. You could play C, E, G, A, C, E, G, A. You could play E, C, A, G, E, C, A, G. These are all just options. There are 4 strings, and each string represents 2 counts within the bar. The picking pattern that we're going to use, which I'll show you here as well, is C, E, G, A, C, E, G, A. We play that for each chord. So we start with A minor, and we do 2 bars of A minor, so 2 counts of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Remember, when you're practicing this, do it really slowly. Spend time just on the picking hand and look at where you're picking. And you can choose how to do that. You might use thumb for the top 2 strings, pointy and then middle. or you might use a finger per string, thumb, pointy, middle, and ring finger. It's entirely up to you. So, how we would play that, so we're going to do the A minor chord, and we'll do it nice and slowly. So C, E, G, and A. So 1, 2, 3, and C, E, G, A, C, E, G, A. Then again, C, and 2, and 3, and 4, and. So that's your 2 bars of A minor. Now we're going to do E minor, the same thing. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and then G. And then D7. So altogether it would sound like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 4 and 1 and 2 and then a G. So when we play that picking pattern, we want to start really super slowly. It might take you a little bit of time to get up to speed at the same time as how you would strum the chords. Or if you're playing in a group, it might be that people are playing the chords really, really fast and you're really, really struggling to keep up. That's okay. Something else you can try is rather than doing 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and doing it twice for each bar, you could just play the strings on the beat. So you could play C, E, G, A, C, E, G, and then E minor, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, then G, C, E, G, A, 1, 2, 3, 4, D7. So it's a little bit slower, but it gets you used to playing with others and getting used to keeping up with the timing while you work yourself on that 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and before you know it, you'll be doubling it up and playing 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and at the same time as the others in no time. The next thing we're going to have a look at is those lovely alternative chord shapes that you all know that I love so well, that just add even more depth and even more twinkle to the song. So I'm going to show you a variation for each shape. You might have seen some of these before, and there are some new ones in there as well. So for the A minor chord, we are basically going to take an E minor shape. So if we play the E minor, but what I want you to do is I want you to slide all the way up to the 7th fret. That's normally your second dot, some cases third if you've got a dot on the 3rd fret. But you're going to be on 7 with the pointy finger, 8 and 9. So E minor, A minor. It's got a little bit of extra sparkle because of the G note. And that is your A minor 7 chord. And it's just so lovely. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then we're going to change to E minor. Now E minor, we are going to take the 7th fret, so we're pretty much there anyway. Now you can either bar, hold your finger right down, you can hold it down on all 4 strings to create an E minor 7 for that extra sparkle, twinkle, or you can just hold down these 3, or you can do it this way. Try both and get used to feeling both. That's your E minor variation. From here, we are going to change to the G chord. Now G is a little bit different. We're going to put our pointy finger on the 5th fret and the A string. And then these 2 fingers here, your middle and ring, are going to go on the 7th fret on the 2 strings in between. And then from here, we are going to change to D7. Now this is a little bit of a tricky one because we have to bar this one. But the cool thing is, all we need to do is bring this finger, this pointy finger, straight up and slide the middle finger to the 6th fret. So I'll show you that one again. We have G, And then we're going to bring the pointy finger straight up, bring the middle finger across. So we've got G, D7. And like always, muscle memory, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So we'll play that whole chord progression using those twinkly chords, and it will sound a little bit like this. 1, 2, 3, and A minor, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, then E minor, and then G, D7. So when you play this in a group, you have lots of different options, and even as a solo player, you have lots of different options as well. The most important thing is that you choose how your arrangement sounds. This is the fun and creative element of it. You've got the tools, now you decide how you would like it to sound. There's a few things that I can do to help you make your decision, and a few things I can point you in the direction of. The first thing is listen to the song. How does it sound? How do they strum at certain parts of the song? The dynamics, does it get louder? Is it softer at parts? Are more instruments included, so you might want to make that sound deeper and have more layers when you're playing in a group? It might be you're a solo player, and during the chorus, which goes particularly quiet in the song, you might want to use those twinkly chords. And in the outro, you really hammer home those open chords, because in the outro of the song, what you'll notice is it starts very, very faint, and the music builds and builds and builds and really gets powerful, and then before it drops again to finish us off in the song. So that's the type of thing that I want you to be listening to. Another thing that you could do is split it up by sections. So you might play the verse with the picking. I was perched outside in the pouring rain, trying to set myself a sail. Then I float to you, my darling, with the evening on my tail. So though not the most honest means of travel, they'll get me there nonetheless. I'm a heart that's mine, I'll worship me, but hell, this one at best. Darling, twinkly beneath your skin, I'll even wash your clothes. Give me some candy after I go home, oh darling. It's entirely up to you. You might even mix and match. You might do something like this. I was perched outside in the pouring rain, trying to set myself a sail. Then I float to you, my darling, with the evening in my tail. Did you notice what I did there? We started with a twinkly chord, we brought it down, we brought it up, we went back to the D7, where I introduced some picking. It's entirely up to you, it's your arrangement, have fun with it. If playing in a group, experiment as much as possible, really get used to those muscle memory changes and new chords first. And then if you're playing in a group, make sure everyone knows how to play the parts, let people stick to what they're comfortable with, and let those who are happy to try and push themselves out of their comfort zone, try to do so. It's up to you how you arrange it. Again, some parts of the song you might want everyone, all of the parts, the picking, the strumming, the twinkly chords, and in some parts you might want everybody doing the same thing. That's what keeps it exciting, and that's what keeps it unique and specific to your own group and your own way to play it. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Lots of different parts, lots of different things that you can have a look at. And again, keeping that strumming simple apart from the picking. Let me know what you think in the comments, and if you would like the song sheet, check out the Tab Shack where you'll have access to all of my song sheets, all of my group lesson arrangements, my YouTube tutorials, teaching tips, theory nuggets, all for only £3 a month. If you want, you can leave me a comment below. like the video, subscribe, that would be awesome. It really helps me as a ukulele teacher as well. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you the next time.